I just cracked open this box. This is the second roll, and by the way, this is my first. This is my first official coin roll hunting video, and second roll out of this box, and I got a 39, and I was certain, you know, as usual, it was going to be a Philadelphia. And by damn, this thing is a San Francisco. I don't know. Come on, camera, wake up. San Francisco. 39 San Francisco. It's amazing. It's you don't find them that often, but I did post my first when I first started collecting again. I just recently retired. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I started collecting in 1966. I was introduced to a family friend, a retired gentleman. Then he got me interested in coins. And what Walt used to do, he would go to the bank a couple of times a week, and he would get a $50 bag of pennies and a $100 bag of nickels. Now I say bag because I'm not even sure exactly back then how the bank counted the coin, but they were loose coins, and they were from parking meters, the parking meters in our town. So he would get them and take them home and go through them. Now you got to remember, 1966. It's not a whole. What the hell? Here's the 38. 1938, 38 Philadelphia. 1938. So it looks like this is going to be a good bag. At least I hope it is. Um, He'd go through those, and as I said, in '66, so there was a lot of war nickels. Still getting Buffalo nickels back then. A few, not very often, but a few V nickels. And same thing with the pennies. When we used to go through the pennies, you'd find tons and tons of wheats, of course. 54, 54 Denver, uh, and a few Indian heads now and then. But I just retired recently, and I thought, you know what? I got some time to pass. I'm also a published author, so I do a lot of writing, and but coin collecting was always really interesting to me. I did it for, I mean, really heavy into it for a good 10 years. I moved to Arizona, and after that, I started a family, and there really wasn't a lot of time to go through coins, and it sure as hell wasn't a lot of money to set aside to collect. But since then, now I've gotten back into it. I've only been collecting really for about 4 months. And one thing that I noticed, I noticed on some of the videos I watched, people are really struggling to get some of these rolls open. Now dimes are really packed tight. Nickels are, I keep my thumbnails just a little bit long, not not grossly long, but it allows me to open both ends and get that roll opened up right away without fighting with it. And I don't go. I don't spend a lot of time. I don't scrutinize every nickel. Basically, I'm looking for anything 1960 and before. Uh, I do look for certain era coins. I don't stick it under a magnifying glass and really look close. If I see an obvious error, off center, any kind of die error, then I'll pull it. I'll set it aside and then take a better look at it later. But I don't really go crazy on the error coins because it's really funny too. It seems like almost every year's got errors, and I think a lot of them really are overrated. The little like on the 2005 uh, nickel, the Buffalo, the die break on the 2005 on the Buffalo leg is quite interesting, but on the is it the Denver? Uh, the tree has a little bit of extra slag in there, or whatever you want to say, and it's I don't know. It's not that interesting and not that important to hang on to. This is for fun for me and for possibly an investment for the grandkids. Maybe 40 or 50 years from now, if coins are still worth anything, if the world is even still here, then maybe it'll be something for them. Anyhow, look at that. I found a 1939 S and a 38 Philadelphia, three or four in the 50s out of the first four rolls. So I'm going to stop this, and I'll connect the videos later if I find anything better. All right, I've got nine rolls left from this $100 box of nickels. So I'll go through these quickly with you and see if maybe we find something together that might be really interesting. Um, another thing that I've opened in the 4 months since I started collecting again. I've opened. Oh, geez, I purchased seven, eight, about about $1,300 dollars in nickels. And I never found not one 2009 until the last box a couple of days ago, and I found four of them in the same box. Uh, never find them. I'll find 38 and 39 Philadelphias a lot quicker than I will 2009s, and it's really strange that I know the mintage was low, but were they really hoarded that quickly? Right from the mint, I know people were buying them quite a bit. And I see a lot of them on eBay. I think they're selling rolls for what, 19.95 or some higher than that, BU rolls, which is many years from now, as time goes on, they might be they might be worth something. Who knows? We don't know what's going to be happening 30 or 40 years from today. The way the world is so topsy turvy and all the other crap that's going on. Uh, this is the same way I've gone over coins. Like I said, I do look for certain dates, and I will check them over a little bit better for errors. Um, don't spend a whole lot of time looking for errors. There's only a few that I'm even interested in. But so far, it's been a decent box. As I said, I collect everything. I save everything from 60 pre 1960, and haven't gotten a whole lot of 50s. I've gotten mostly 40s. So far, I've only gotten one war nickel out of this one. I didn't get any war nickels out of the last box. Generally, I've been averaging one to two in every box, but nothing out of the last one, and only one out of this one, which is a 1944 Philadelphia. I got a 1949 King George Canadian nickel too, which is kind of rare around here. Even though I am in New York State, south of Buffalo, we're pretty close to Canada. It's just a hop, skip, and jump away. But most of the Canadian nickels we have now are newer ones. We don't see too many from even the 60s. I think there was a rat in this box. He was chewing on the ends of the rolls that are halfway open. Um, you don't see too many 60s, and even 70s are kind of few and far between. Here comes what looks like something that somebody found with a metal detector. 1985, all corroded and gummed up. I'll say it's about a 48. 52. But I enjoy it. I really do. I enjoy going through. I've purchased quite a few boxes of dimes, and that's been a pretty much lost cause here. I got a $250 box of dimes a couple of days ago, and I found two silver dimes in it. That was it. Nothing American, but it's enjoyable. I don't know how. I've watched a lot of the videos on YouTube. There's a really high edge on this, and the letters are actually the letters are a little bit above the rim. Set it aside and take a look at it. Um, The hell was I talking about? I watched a lot of the videos on YouTube and see how people collect and what they collect. Here's something I held out because I wanted to make a comment about this. This is a 1969. This is a 69, and it's in really nice shape. Well, it's not in really nice shape. It's real shiny. And I noticed a lot of the guys will hold these coins out, and they aren't worth nothing. They're real shiny, but the detail is gone. There are no steps whatsoever, and that's, a coin that looks good doesn't make it worth anything. And I've seen a lot of guys that are saving them out quite often, and they're really nothing more than something to throw back into a roll. I do appreciate my bank very much. I live in a small town in western New York, only 14,000 people. Actually, I live in a town outside of Olean. I live in Portville, and I don't know, there's 5,000 people here. But Olean's 47. I get my coins from the Fed, of course, and I don't have to roll them to take them back. I've got a couple of bank bags. I throw the nickels and dimes and whatever I use, whatever I'm going through. I throw them in the bags, and they've got the counting and rolling machine there, and they take care of it for me. Really good people, and I do pick up sometimes I'll get a box of nickels over here in the branch here in the town I live in, and that's where I found the 50D, which I posted the picture of the 50D on a coin roll hunting group on Facebook. It really nice, extra fine, at least extra fine. It may, if I were to get it graded, it might grade at AU. I'm not sure, but I was really surprised to see that. And the first thing I thought of when I saw it was I saw the 50. I had it obverse up, and when I flipped it over and saw the D, I was really amazed. And the first thing I thought was that some young kid may have gone into his dad's coin room or wherever he keeps what he's collecting and needed some change to go buy a candy bar or a bottle of pop or something. Probably figured his dad wouldn't miss it. I'll tell you, if that coin, obviously in the shape it's in, is not just something that's been hanging around in circulation for a long time. It came out of somebody's collection, and they're surely missing it, unless it was just a mistake. And the 48 Francis San Francisco. It's another thing too. Is it's really odd that I put most of my nickels in coin tubes, except for the higher grade, extra fine or above. I don't mess with the very fines. And the 40s or 50s, they're not worth putting into a holder, I don't think, anyhow. And I find more Denver and San Francisco coins in Western New York than I do Philadelphia. And of course, San Francisco is the mint that they make the least amount of coins, but it seems like I do get an awful lot of San Francisco coins lately. Sure wish it was back in the 60s, because everything that we did collect back then, I sold my entire collection to a collector in Olean prior to moving to Arizona in '75. I did rather well, considering what silver and everything was back then. It wasn't worth a crap. But after I moved to Arizona, that's when I went to $50 an ounce, a couple of years after I got out there. And there were actually restaurants they had on their menus particular meals, decent meals, not just burgers and fries. And they'd give you that meal for a silver quarter. Sometimes steak and eggs and things like that. It was generally family-owned restaurants, not the chains like Denny's and such, but they had a separate menu, that you could get things for a silver dime or a silver quarter. That was really amazing. The silver was, at $50 an ounce. What would that make a quarter? What is it now? 16. And a quarter is what, $1, or no, almost 3. I'm not even sure. I haven't checked the silver price, the melt value, in the last few days, and it has been fluctuating quite a bit. But it was really neat to be able to go in with a silver quarter and buy yourself a 3-course meal. And don't know if it's ever going to hit that high again. I suppose it's a possibility. The state of affairs in this world, who knows? Gold might be the only thing you can trade for any kind of goods here pretty soon. Don't know. Doesn't look like much is really coming out of this box. One silver, one more nickel. The 39S. Several in the 40s and 50s. I got a really nice 40. Oh, I got two 1942s as well. Not war nickel. Last roll. Two 1942s. I got a couple of 1942s out of the last couple of boxes. Nothing major, no really, nothing worth value. I see a lot of coins on eBay. I saw, I don't understand this. Last night I was looking. I get all my supplies through eBay, my coin holders and 2x2s and everything else. But saw a whole bunch of coins listed. It was the same seller. They were 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8 nickels in MS65. They're asking $120 for them. What the hell are they thinking? These coins are not worth that in proof. They're not anywhere near that valuable. They weren't oddities or errors or anything. They were just MS65. But some value the coins a lot more than others. And if anybody bids on them, I'm going to feel sorry for them when they pay that price for a coin that's worth $2 at the most. Well, that's it. It looks like. Wow, these last 3 rolls, it wasn't even something from the 50s in it. But we got a total of, there's the pile from this roll, or from this box, with the camera right. And then I got a few. I had another older one, a 63, that looked really, really shiny, but it ain't no good. Other than that, that's it. But a 39S, that's decent, and the war nickel. Those are the two best coins. The rest all go into rolls and saved for the grandkids when they become 60 years old, and maybe they might be worth $2. Have a good day. Hope you have fun. Enjoy your coin hunting. Bye.